Okay. Good afternoon and welcome you to Estes Field on the campus of Central Methodist University for today's baseball doubleheader against Benedictine. Quentin Norris sitting in the catbird seat. Central Methodist, they are 20 and 10, 10 and 2 in the conference. Benedictine 5 and 16 and 10 and 17 altogether. Of course, these two teams played a doubleheader yesterday, and Central Methodist won both games at 5-2 in game number one, thanks to 5 solid innings there by Clayton Burke. And then, of course, Justin Guzman pitched an inning, and then one scoreless inning from A.J. Riddle. And at that time, during that game, Central Methodist hitters, pitching staff, retired 12 men in a row. Of course, Central Methodist led. Benedictine led 1-0. Central Methodist tied it on a stole home by Bobby Nichols. Benedictine took a 2-1 lead. Then Central Methodist tied it at 2 on a home run by Jeremy Conforti. But then Central Methodist scored 3 big runs. It started off with an Allen West single. Tommy Girola bunted. And then Weatherford walk. Joey Fitzgerald lined the single to right. Then Logan Duty double. And then Bobby Nichols got the sac fly for that 5-2 victory. Game number 2, it was just all Central Methodist. They scored 2 more runs in that second inning there. Started off with an Allen West home run. And then the RBI. And the other one came on the pass ball that scored Joseph Weatherford. And then 5 big runs. And at the time, 11 men went to the plate as well. The highlighter was a home run. It was RBIs by Joey Fitzgerald, Joseph Weatherford, and then Dominic Van Dorn was hit by a pitch. And then Robbie Merced, and then Tanner Sears had the sac fly there. And then Benedictine scored 2 more runs on the 2-run homer by Theo Coomer. That made it 7-2. And then Central Methodist had 4 more in the 5th inning. 9 men went to the plate. Highlighter was a 2-run homer by Dominic Van Dorn there. And then, of course, you got to give credit to Marcus Pritchard. 6 solid innings there. Did a wonderful job there as well. And then, of course, Josh Tucker pitched the 7th inning for that 11-2 victory there as well. So Central Methodist are 20 and 10, and of course Benedictine 10 and 17 as well. Upcoming sports event, and of course Central Methodist softball is playing Graceland, part of a doubleheader, and they're in the top of the 3rd inning. Central Methodist leads it 3-0 as well at the Cox softball complex. Then on Tuesday, the Central Methodist softball team will be headed to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, to take on Mount Mercy in a doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock. And it looks like the weather is going to be really nice that Tuesday as well. Then baseball, they'll begin an 8-game road trip. They'll have a doubleheader on Good Friday, hanging on Evangel for a 1 o'clock start time. At the same time, softball will be at Baker for a doubleheader against Baker for a 1 o'clock start time as well. And then baseball will remain in Springfield, hanging on Evangel, 1 o'clock doubleheader as well. Then softball will be home this coming Saturday. We'll be taking on Evangel for a 1 o'clock start time. 12:45 pregame show. Of course, I am planning on doing the broadcast of that game there, so it should be a lot of fun. Softball is off to a great start there as well. They're 17-5, 4-0 in the conference. They took 2 games from Mid-America Nazarene. First game 7-0 thanks to a no-hitter by Jordan Ball, and I think Jordan Ball may start the game probably against Mount Mercy on that Tuesday as well. And of course, the starting pitcher for the first game today is Haley Cotter from Smithville, of course, listening in from the PA announcer Gary Linhart. And then Central Methodist won the second game 9-1 as well. So if everything goes according to plan, I think Central Methodist can get 2 more victories. And they could be 19-5, but 6-0 in the conference. They are really off to a great start as well. Of course, saw some of the parents from the softball team right before I came over to the baseball diamond. And of course, had a great visit with several of the softball parents as well. So it's been a fun year there, and we're looking forward this Saturday as well. Also, if you look in the standing, of course, the baseball, then after the road trip, then on April 15th, they'll be taking a trip to Marshall, a 40-mile trip there to take on Missouri Valley for a 1 o'clock start time as well. At the same time, Central Methodist softball will be at home on the 12th. They'll be home on that Saturday taking on William Penn. Also on April the 12th, softball team will be at Missouri Valley. And then on the 16th, baseball will be on the road to Marshall taking on Missouri Valley for a 1 o'clock start time. And then also 2 weeks from there, softball will be taking on Grandview. That should be a big series, a big-time doubleheader there. Probably the two best teams in the conference. Should be a lot of fun there on that Sunday. That's a 1 o'clock start time pregame show at 12:45 as well. And then baseball returns home. That's also senior weekend on April 22nd, taking on Park. 1 o'clock start time. Pregame show 12:45 p.m. And then the 23rd, that's also senior day as well, taking on Park at 12:45 there as well. And then they have a game that needs to be made up. I think that's the game with Peru State. That was from March the 13th. So we're not sure yet. I know they're hoping to get a game in there as well. Probably sometime in the middle of the week. You can always follow along on CMUEagles.com. And, of course, tonight is our first Sunday night baseball game of the 2023 baseball season as the Philadelphia Phillies take on the Texas Rangers. Also, in about 25 minutes, St. Louis Cardinals take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And in about 20 minutes, the Kansas City Royals trying to go for win number 1 there. Hang on to Minnesota 20, not only win number 1, but also score their very first run of the 2023 season as well. The Cardinals, they're coming off a 4-1 victory over Toronto as well. If you look at the standings there, in the North Division, Mount Mercy is 10-2 at 19-8. Clark is 7-4, 14-10. Peru State 5-5, 18-10. Grandview 3-4, 15-5. William Penn 5-7, 18-11. Culver Stockton is 4-7, 8-18. Graceland 2-8, and 8-19 altogether. In the South Division, Central Methodist on top, 10-2, 20-10 altogether. Mid-America is 8-4, 16-15. Baker 7-5, 15-13. Benedictine 5-6, and 10-17. Missouri Valley 5-7, and 9-16. Park is 5-9, 11-16. And, of course, Evangel bringing up the rear at 4-10 at 9-13 altogether. Of course, we have the starting lineups there as well for both Benedictine and Central Methodist. That is sponsored by Home Oil. And I also, speaking of oil, of course, drove by there on the way there. And it looks like the Central Methodist, I think the Greek fraternities and sororities are doing a car wash this morning. They also had one over at the CNR supermarket as well. We'll give you the starting line for Benedictine. Leading off and playing in left field is Hunter Moffitt. Batting second, the designated hitter Danny Fazaza. Batting third, the catcher Dio Coomer. Batting fourth, their third baseman Jack Harpo. Batting fifth, and their shortstop Ashton Newman. Batting sixth, their center fielder is Brylan Haas. Batting seventh, right fielder Chase Pearson. Batting eighth, second baseman Skylar Speck. And batting ninth, their first baseman Zach Demos, with Ben Moman, today's starting pitcher. For Central Methodist, leading off and playing center field is Bobby Nichols. Batting second, shortstop Bobby Merced. Batting third, first baseman Jeremy Conforte. Batting fourth, left fielder Tanner Sears. Batting fifth, today's starting pitcher and also the DH is Alan West. Batting sixth, second baseman Tommy Giarola. Batting seventh, right fielder Joseph Weatherford. Batting eighth, third baseman Joey Fitzgerald Jr. And batting ninth is the catcher Logan Duty. And of course, we talked about Alan West, today's starting pitcher as well. So both teams out there getting warmed up. I think the umpiring crew is all situated. I think I just saw them just a few minutes ago, making their way out to the field there. So we should be getting ready to get started. Now we're waiting on the coaches. Nate Breland for Central Methodist. For Benedictine head coach, right, Eric Peterson. I think they'll meet at home plate. They'll have a conference action. There maybe go over a few ground rules and knowing, all right, which ball's in play, which is out of play, all that stuff. Everything else there as well. So it should be a lot of fun there. Wynton Norris sitting in the catbird seat. Glad to have you weather. Of course, the weather is nice. I think we're supposed to be heading toward the 70-degree mark, according to what weathercaster Matt Beckwith said on Sunday. Of course, yesterday, I think we were, red 73. Oh, okay. Well, I was close. 67. Okay, well, I was close. But I'm not a weatherman, but I always go by what they always say on television. So we're waiting for it. Glad to have you with us on CMUEagles.com. Looks like that's Nikki Walker, the honorary coach, and she'll throw out today's ceremonial first pitch there as well. It just seems like, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, I even got to throw out the ceremonial pitch at a Central Methodist baseball game. And that was 2 days after my birthday. That was a great birthday present from the Central Methodist baseball team. And, of course, she is exchanging the lineup cards there as well. That'll be one of the things I'm hoping may get to do that next year. And I'm sure Nate Breland would like that idea. Maybe get to exchange the lineup cards and talk with the umpiring crew, all that. And they're just a fun one to talk to. I know, I can tell you from experience-wise, my first time I learned all this, I remember back then when we used to have satellite television. My family had one. And we used to have a sports channel called MSG, which is Madison Square Garden. Back in the day, they used to do New York Yankees baseball. And we used to watch the pregame show. And they had a gentleman named Al Troutwig who was doing the pregame show. And one of their segments was meeting with the umpiring crew. And Al Troutwig would be standing outside the lockers where the umpires hung out at. And they go over a few things and they talk. And it's a lot of fun. And I remember that conversation well. And it was a great time to talk to them as well. Looks like that's Nate Breland as well. So Nate Breland and Eric Pearson will be getting on out there. You see, looks like Benedictine is lining up there. Should be getting ready for our national anthem and the prayer as well. As Alan West taking his final warm-up tosses. Central Methodist and Benedictine. So I think we'll be ready to get the starting lineups there from Kevin Uth, our PA announcer. So we should be ready to get going there. Looks like Central Methodist is lining up there, hopefully getting ready for the starting lineups and the national anthem. Prayer National Anthem. Quentin Norris here today from the Catbird seat. We'll go ahead and set the defense for you. It is sponsored by Emmett's Kitchen and Tap. Out in left field, that's Tanner Sears. Right field, in center field, Bobby Nichols. Out in right field, that is Joseph Waterford. Out at third base, Joey Fitzgerald Jr. Shortstop, Robbie Merced. Second baseman, Tommy Giarola. First baseman, Jeremy Conforte. Catcher is Logan Duty and Alan West. 5-1, 2.66 ERA, 9 walks, 57 strikeouts from Louisville, Texas, around the Dallas area. Of course, I had a good visit with his dad, Tristan. He is here today as well, kind of sitting around the right-handed batter's box there. Great visit with him. So things are going good. Of course, he transferred in from Lyon College. We'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups there for Benedictine. That's Hunter Moffitt in left field. Danny Fazaza, DH. Theo Coomer, catcher. Jack Harpo, third. Ashton Newman, shortstop. Brian Haas in center field. That's Chase Pearson in right field. Skylar Speck, second base. And Zach Demos with Ben Bowman pitching as well. Benedictine in their, looks like the red uniform, black numerals. When you first see it, it looked like the uniform of the Chicago Blackhawks. And, of course, the birds on the bats, Central Methodist in the white uniform, green trim. And it looks like the green numerals, birds on the bat as well. We should be getting started, as Hunter Moffitt will be the first batter of the game. Hunter Moffitt, 3 homers, 16 RBIs on the year. Alan West getting the first pitch from Logan Duty. Here's the first pitch. Swings and misses, strike one. Game at 1:05 p.m. 64 degrees. The time and temperature is sponsored by The Parking Spot. Easy to spot and easy to park. The Parking Spot here at the Kansas City International Airport. 0-1 pitch. Misses up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 to count. Games 3 and 4. The 1-1. Fouls it to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count on Hunter Moffitt. From Alan West. Here's your 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. So good start there. 1 out now. Here's Danny Fazaza, 6 homers, 14 RBIs on the year. Alan West back on the hill. First pitch to him. It's a high pop-up. I think that is Conforte. I think he calls for it. And he makes the catch. So 2 quick outs there on just 5 pitches. Here's Theo Coomer. 3 homers, 19 RBIs on the year. Where's number 22, like the 1984 Heisman Trophy winner, Doug Flutie. So 2 quick outs. First pitch to him. There's a strike call on the inside corner. 0-1 now. You can say about Alan West, businesslike, just like Tom Seward when he was with the New York Mets. 0-1 now. That's up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And, of course, in game number 4, game 2, and the 4th and final game of the third, it will be Sebastian Escobar taking the hill. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's another high pop-up. I think that's be Joseph Weatherford out there. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one let down. We head to the bottom of the first inning. And it's no score here. We'll go ahead and set the defense for you as well. Sponsored by Subway. Out in left field, Hunter Moffitt. Center field, Brian Haas. In right field, Chase Pearson. At third base, Jack Harple. Shortstop, Ashton Newman. Second baseman, Skylar Speck. First baseman, Zach DeMose. The catcher is Theo Coomer, and Ben Bowman is today's starting pitcher. 3-2 with a 4.81 ERA, 15 walks, and 20 strikeouts. Give you today's starting lineup. First Central Methodist there. Leading off and playing center field, Bobby Nichols. Out at shortstop is Robbie Merced. Jeremy Conforte is at first base. Tanner Sears is in left field. Alan West is the DH, and today's starting pitcher, Tommy Girola, is at second base. Joseph Weatherford in right. Joey Fitzgerald Jr. And, of course, Logan Duty is today's catcher. Rob Ehlers is coaching at first base. And now at third base is Nate Breland. Glad to have you with us. Here on Palm Sunday, and just next Sunday, is Easter Sunday. As he gets his last warm-up tosses in there. He has a couple more coming up there. So game number 3 and 4. Fires it down to second. And there's Bobby Nichols. Here's Bobby Nichols. No homers, 12 RBIs from Detroit, Michigan. And I'm sure his dad, Mike, is listening into the broadcast. I just want to say hi to his dad. First pitch to him. That is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to count. Robbie Merced on deck. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 pitch. Chops it foul. Strike 2. 0-2. Merced and then Jeremy Conforte. 0-2 the count to Bobby Nichols. Here's the 0-2. That's outside. Ball 1. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the first inning. No score. And Benedictine with 1-2-3. Here's the 1-2. It's a high fly ball into left field. I think the left fielder calls for it. And there's 1 down now for Robbie Merced. 4 homers, 22 RBIs on the year. Merced from Springfield, home famous person. The great Bob Barker used to host The Price is Right. That's ball 1 there. Infield bunch to the left. 1 ball, no strikes. In the major leagues, that would not count, because this year in the majors they have to have 2 on each side, on either side of second base. 2-0 to count. It's the ground ball. There's a base hit for Robbie Merced. Here's Jeremy Conforte. 3 homers, 28 RBI. He is really swinging a hot bat, really since the game last weekend against Baker. If you remember, in that 4-game series against Baker, he had a homer and 9 RBIs. And one of those was a grand slam. I believe that was in game 1 against Baker. And that's a strike call. No balls and 1 strike with Tanner Sears on deck. No balls and 1 strike. Merced's at first. 0-1 now. That's inside. Ball 1. 1-1 to count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Merced from Springfield. I'm very excited. I'm sure his family and friends are going to come to Evangel to see him play baseball. are all excited about it. I'm hoping maybe my favorite junior high teacher, maybe John and his wife Julie, should hopefully they'll be in Springfield, or they'll probably watch it on CMUEagles.com. The pitch to him. It's a high pop up there. I believe that may go out of play. And it hits the press box. And the count is 1-2. 1-2 the count on Jeremy Conforte. 1-2 pitch. That's outside. 2-2. 2-2 the count on Jeremy. 2-2, time called. Two balls and two strikes on Jeremy Conforte. They throw over there. Two and two the count. There goes Merced. Here's the throw. Throw is high, and Merced stole second, and the count is 3-2. A stolen base for Robbie Merced. Three and two on Jeremy Conforti. You see the infield bunch to the left. 3-2 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike three called. So 2 outs now. Here is Tanner Sears. Came in today as the team's leading hitter, home run hitter with 8. Now has 35 RBI for the team lead. Of course, met his mom and his dad, Kurt and Shelly Steers. Sophomore came from North Central Community College out in Trenton, Missouri, just north of Chillicothe. Swings and misses, strike one there. Now, I'm sure we're looking forward to seeing their friend Kirsten Dunn play softball at Central Methodist next year. Foul ball, strike two from Chillicothe as well. 0-2 the count. No balls and 2 strikes. At second is Robbie Merced. There goes Merced, and he pots it up down the third base line, and that is out of play. So Robbie Merced has to make the trip back to second base. And it's still 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes. Alan West on deck. 0-2 pitch. There goes Merced. That's into the dirt, and it's a ball. I would say that probably be a stolen base, because it looked like Merced was taking off for third anyway, so no pass ball, unless Dylan Powell will correct me if I'm wrong. 1-2 the count. Here's the 1-2. Into the dirt. Nice out there. 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Lines that one fouled. Two and two to count on Tanner Sears. Merced at third, single, stole second, stole third. 2-2 pitch. It's a high fly ball in the center field. That's well hit. Center fielder goes back, and it's gone. Home run number 9 for Tanner Sears. And a 2-0 lead for Central Methodist. RBI number 37 on the year. And a quick 2-0 lead there for Central Methodist. Now brings up Allen West. Allen West, 7 homers, 15 RBIs. First pitch to him. That's inside. Oh, that's a strike. Boy, I was fooled by an umpire. And I don't get fooled very often. Here's the 1-0-1. That's inside. It's 1-1. Even though the scoreboard says 1 hit, but that should be 2 hits for Central Methodist because Robbie Merced singled. 1-1 pitch. Chops it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes on Allen West. 1-2. Lines a shot into center field. That is up against the center field wall. West is rounding first. He is thinking 2. He'll stay there with a 2 out there, third hit of the game for Central Methodist. And looks like Caden Doan is the courtesy runner for Allen West. Here's Tommy Giarola, 2 homers, 7 RBIs on the year. Runner at second is Doan. They throw back over. That's a fake throw. I think the next one will be a balk. Runner at second is Doan. The pitch to him. Nice stop there, and it's a ball. On deck is Joseph Weatherford. Doan's at second. He's the courtesy runner for Allen West. The 1-0 pitch fouls it to the screen. 1-1. One and one the count. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tommy Giarola. The 1-1. That's up high. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count. At second base is Doan. 2-1 pitch. Oh, that's a strike there. Looks a little bit low. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. Just a bit high. 3-2. 3-2 the count on Tommy Giarola. 2-0 Central Methodist. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4 there. Here's Joseph Weatherford. Weatherford, 2 homers, 20 RBIs on the year. First and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That gets away there, and everybody will move up a base. That will be a pass ball. Weatherford at bat, infield at normal depth. Although the second baseman is out in the grass in the majors, that would not count. That would not work. And it's 2-0. Pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 now with Joey Fitzgerald Jr. on deck. 2-1 the count. Here's the 2-1. Oh, there's the curve. Miss. 3-1 on Joseph Weatherford. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 pitch. Lines it. Foul ball. 3-2 now. 3-2 the count on Joseph Weatherford. Doan's at third. Giarola is at second. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4 now. Now the bases are loaded full of Eagles for Joey Fitzgerald Jr. A homer and 8 RBIs. In the doubleheader yesterday, he went 4 for 7. And if you remember in game 1, he drove in the go-ahead run that gave Central Methodist a 3-2 lead and then added 2 more for the 5-2 victory. First pitch to him. And that's a bit high. On deck is Logan Howdy Doody. The 1-0 pitch. That's outside, 2-0. And now it looks like the coach from Benedictine wants to talk it over. Central Methodist leads it 2-0. Probably going over the scouting report and how to pitch to Joey Fitzgerald Jr. Two balls and no strikes on Joey Fitzgerald Jr. 2-0 pitch. Hits a high pop up there, and I think the third baseman will call for it. Makes the catch for the third out. So 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 2 left. We are through 1. Central Methodist 2, Benedictine nothing. Methodist, no runs, no hits, no errors for Benedictine. And that is Jack Harpo up there. No homers, 11 RBI. Of course, met his dad yesterday. He is here today from Aurora, Colorado. Hits the ground ball to Robbie Merced. Throws over the first, a little bit high, but he gets the tag. Good tag there by Jeremy Conforte. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Ashton Newman. No homers, 9 RBIs on the year. There's a ball. 1 ball, no strike. One ball, no strikes. The 1-0. Fouls it to the screen. 1-1. One pitch. That's missed. 2 balls and a strike. Oh. 2-1 pitch. Oh, that was a good pitch on the outside corner. 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Oh, that's a beautiful pitch on the inside corner. Strike 3 call. Good job of framing by Logan Duty. As Joe Garagiola would say it, that's framing the pitch. There's Brian Haas, 2 homers, 11 RBIs, so 5 quick outs by Alan West. Here's the pitch. Lines a shot. That is a foul ball. Boy, just that close. Oh, and 1 the count. Oh, 1 pitch. Misses inside. 1-1. 1-1 to count. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and two the count on Brylan Haas. 1-2 pitch. A little chopper. Alan West. They complete the play. That's the 3rd out. Now the umpire's talking over. I have a feeling it may have fouled it off his foot, but it looked like the ball was headed toward the pitcher, and I think I heard the ball hit the bat. So West threw the first, treating it as if he was getting ready to run to first base. So I have a feeling the batter is out. Yes, sir. Another 1-2-3 inning goes Benedictine. We head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. No 2-0 Central Methodist. Two runs, 3 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, no errors for Benedictine. As Logan Howdy Doody comes up there. Homer and 12 RBIs. First pitch to him. That is a ball. 1-0 to count. One ball, no strikes, the 1-0. High pop-up. I think the shortstop makes the catch for out number 1. There's Bobby Nichols. He flew out to left field his first time up. First pitch to him. That's up high. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls that one off. 1-1. From Detroit, Michigan. Famous television show ever took place in Detroit. Home Improvement. Always remember some of the best ones. That's up high. Best ones they always was when they have a next door neighbor named Wilson. 2-1 the count. 2-1 pitch. That's up high. 3-1. Like I said a few times, his best one I always love is when Tim the Toolman Taylor challenges Bob Vila to a lawnmower race. 3-1 pitch. Swings and misses. 3-2 now. That'll be the one thing I like to see Bobby Nichols doing. Maybe challenge Bob Vila to a lawnmower race. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. The only thing about it was when Tim the Toolman Taylor did it, he tweaked his lawnmower. And he ended up going 70 miles an hour. Ended up in the interstate and gets pulled over by a highway patrolman. 3-2 pitch. It's a high pop up there. It looks like out in left field. It just drops in there. Look at Bobby Nichols sinking 2. Here's the throw. Great hustle there by Bobby Nichols. I have a feeling that is a double all the way. And I know Dylan Powell will agree with me. I would tell you that was one tremendous hustle. The only other time I ever saw that one, Merced single, was when New York Yankees outfielder Bobby Brown lined his base head to shallow center field against the Baltimore Orioles on Monday Night Baseball back in 1979 and ended up with a double. There goes Nichols. The throw, I think he is out of there. So 2 outs now. And that was when Bobby Nichols took second. That was in Al Bunbury barehanded the throw to Benny Ayala. 0-1 pitch. That's a ball. 1-1. Well, actually, it's 2-0 to count. Jeremy Conforti on deck. 2-0 pitch. Now it's 3-0. 3-0 pitch. He'll take it all the way. 3-1. 3-1 pitch. It's the ground ball to the third baseman. Throws over the first, and they got him. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on. We are through 2. Central Methodist 2, and Benedictine nothing. That's a goose. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, no errors for Benedictine. There you see Jordan Schwallenbach working on the catching gear of Logan Duty. And it brings up Chase Pearson, 222 hitter. No homers, 4 RBIs. Alan West has got the first 6 recorded. First pitch to him. Hits a fly ball. I think Weatherford giving chase. And he makes the catch. Beautiful catch out there. 1 out now. 1 pitch, 1 out. There's Skylar Spreck. No homers, 2 RBIs on the year. First pitch to him. That's a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, no strikes, the 1-0. I think just bit inside, 2-0. 2-0 the count. Fouls it off, 2-1. Two and one to count, 2-1 pitch. Misses that one, 3-1. 3-1 to count on Skylar Spreck. West gets the pitch from Duty. Here it is. Fouls that one off, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Skylar Spreck. Here's a 3-2. Strike 3 call. 2 outs now. Here's Zach DeMoss. 1 homer, 4 RBIs. First pitch to him. Fouls it to the screen. 0-1 now. Infield at normal depth. 0-1 now. Swings and misses. 0-2. 0-2 now on Zach DeMoss. Hits the chopper to Tommy Giarola. Throws to Jeremy Conforte. In time for the 3rd out. Another 1-2-3 inning goes Benedictine. We're through 2.5. 2-0 Central Methodist. So now Jeremy Conforti up there. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, and no errors for Benedictine. And he struck out his first time up. First pitch to him. That's a ball. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. That is a strike. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Hits a high fly ball to left field. Left fielder has some room. And there's out number 1. There's Tanner Sears. Hit a home run his first time up. That was his 9th, and RBI number 37 on the air. First pitch to Sears. Ooh, bounces, ball 1. First Thursday starts the Masters Golf Championship. A tradition like no others from Augusta. Infield bunch to the left. That's 2-0 the count. Two balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike call. 2-1 now. Two balls and one strike. 2-1 pitch. Oh, there's the curveball. He was fooled. 2-2. 4 hits already for Central Methodist. 2-2 pitch. It's a fly ball to left field that will curve. Foul. Looks like that's Al Euphoria out there. Of course, met his mom, Natalie, in between games yesterday. 3-2 now from Winter Haven, Florida. No, it's York. Okay. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4 now, so 1 out walk for Tanner Sears. Here's Alan West. He doubled his first time up. Sears at first. That's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. 2-0 Central Methodist. 0-1 the count. 0-1 now. 1-1 the count. Tommy Giarola on deck. One time they had the bases loaded, 2 outs, but Fitzgerald Jr. popped the third at the end of the first inning. Fouls it off, 1-2. Senior from Louisville, Texas. Of course, his dad, Tristan, is here. 1-2 the count on Allen West. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch. Just missed. 3-2 now. You wonder Sears will go on the pitch. 3-2 now to Allen West. Three-two pitch. Fouls it to the screen. Three and two now. There goes the runner. And it's ball 4 now. So first and second and 1 out now for Tommy Girola. He drew a walk his first time up. And Caden Doan is the courtesy runner. Tommy Giarola walked. Sears is at second. Jones at first. 2-0 Central Methodist. Both of them got on with walks. And the pitch. And that's a strike call. No balls and one strike with Joseph Weatherford on deck. Oh, 1 now. And that's high. 1-1. 1-1 on Tommy Giarola. 1-1 pitch. Fouls it to the screen. 1-2. 1-2 now to Tommy Giarola from Torino, Italy. The 1-2. 2-2. Fakes the throw, and everyone's back. 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. Two and two the count to Tommy Giarola. 2-2 pitch. Hits a little ground ball to the shortstop. He'll go second for one. The first, that is a double play. 6-4-3 double play. So no runs, no hits, no errors, one left. We are through 3. 2-0 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com and the Higher America Conference Network. We left 1. Okay. Two runs, 4 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, and no errors for Benedictine. Here's Hunter Moffett. He struck out his first time up. First pitch. That is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. You're in the top of the 4th inning. He's got the first 9 recorded. The 1-0. It's the high pop-up. Let's see who calls for it. Fitzgerald Jr. Oh, he dropped it. Moffitt is headed for second. I have a feeling that will be an error right there. That should be an error on Joey Fitzgerald Jr., and I think Dylan Powell will agree with me. There's Danny Fazaza, popped out to Jeremy Caporte. That was a high pop-up. I thought maybe Fitzgerald Jr. had it, but dropped it in the sun. Runner at second now. Still has the no-hitter. Fouls it to the screen. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. 0-1 to Danny Fazaza. Theo Coomer is on deck. Fouls it to the screen again. 0-2. Oh and 2 the count. 0-2 pitch. Ooh, way outside. 1-2. 1-2 the count. On Danny Fazaza. Moffitt is at second on the error by Joey Fitzgerald Jr. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. So 1 out now for Theo Coomer. He flew out to Joseph Waterford, his first time up. See, we got the fan blowing in our press box. Starting to warm up. You could say spring has finally arrived. And sooner or later the summer season will be getting going. Strike 1. Oh and 1 the count. No balls and 1 strike. On Theo Coomer. Checks that runner. Checks and now Jack Harpole is on deck. Moffitt's at second on the error. The 0-1. That's a bit outside. 1-1. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. That's a bit inside. 2-1. 2-1 the count. Two balls and a strike on Theo Coomer. 2-1 pitch. That's up high. 3-1. Alan West just needs to settle down, talk to the baseball, point to Logan Duty. Three and 1 to count. Three balls and a strike. 3-1 pitch. That's ball 4 now. So now first and second and 1 out now for Jack Harpole. He grounded out to Robbie Merced, his first time up. I think that's it. Moffitt's at second on the two-base error. Coomer's at first, actually Klein's the courtesy runner. Hits a little excuse me swing. They'll go to second for 1. To first, that's a fielder's choice. Good job there. So now the question is, I think they got the play at second. So Moffitt heads to third. He'll be at third. And now the bases are loaded. That's going to be interesting how they're going to score that one. I'm thinking that could be a fielder's choice. Unless Dylan will... Ashton Newman struck out his first time up. So now bases loaded full of Ravens. First pitch. That's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Okay, they're going to give an error probably on the pitcher. So 2 errors this inning for Central Methodist. The 1-0. Lines a shot. Weatherford makes the catch. Good job there getting the ball in. Keeping the run. Now there goes the run score. So Moffitt scores on the sac fly. So 2 outs. So 2 outs now. And here's Brylan Haas. He grounded out to Allen West. Actually, Nelson Klein's at second. Harpo is at first. Oh, there's a strike call. No balls and 1 strike. That was a good running catch there, but a good hustle by Moffitt. I think Weatherford made a clean throw, the bases would have still been loaded and 2 outs. 0-1 now. Fouls it off. 0-2. 0-2 now to Brylan Haas with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. 2-1 Central Methodist as Allen West checks his pitch com, which he has located on his hat. No balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 call. So 1 run, 0 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on. We're halfway home. 2-1 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. Yes, I am. There's Joseph Weatherford. Drew a walk his first time up. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Central Methodist. 1 run, 0 hits, 0 errors for Benedictine. Hopefully Central Methodist can add some runs there. And that's a ball. Ball by Joey Fitzgerald Jr. And, of course, Logan Duty. 1-0 pitch. Ball 2, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch. That is ball 3. 3-0 to count on Joseph Weatherford. 3-0 pitch. He'll take that one all the way. 3-1. 3-1 to count. I think softball games should be over with And that's ball 4. So leadoff walk there. Here's Joey Fitzgerald Jr. He popped the short. He popped the third his first time up. And now time has been called for. Looks like I got a new pitcher there for Benedictine. Oh. Okay. Gephardt. So new pitcher on the mound for Benedictine is Matthew Gephardt. 3-1, 7.79 ERA, 8 walks, and 23 strikeouts there. While he's warming up, might give you some updates. Where softball is playing over there, they should be done. And looks like game 2 should be getting underway there. So Weatherford is at first. Okay. So Gephardt getting the warm-up tosses in there. From Little Rock, Arkansas. As Joey Fitzgerald Jr. up the bat. Two, 1 Central Methodist. Softball won the first game, 4-2. Four runs, 7 hits, and no errors for Central Methodist. Two runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Graceland. They check on the runners there. Central Methodist is now 18-5, 5-0 in the Graceland is 4-3, and 14-9. The winning pitcher is Haley Cotter. Offensively, I believe the count is 2-0 there on Joey Fitzgerald Jr. Elizabeth Palumbo, Carly Robbins, and Madison Roberts had RBIs there. Here's the 2-0. Lines a shot. That is a base hit there. Weatherford will stop at second. First and second. I tell you, Joey Fitzgerald Jr. is swinging a hot bat. Haley Cotter is 3-0 on the year with a walk and 8 strikeouts. Here's Logan Duty. He popped out the short his first time up. First pitch, Duty tries to bunt, and it's a foul ball. That was a good idea, playing a little small ball. Why not? Looks like St. Louis is leading Houston 14-6 in XFL game. Only one of the day. Lays down a bunt. Beautiful bunt. Knocks it down. His only play is the first. They do get the job done. A sack bunt. And moves well for the third. Fitzgerald. So 1-4 in your scorecard for Bobby Nichols. So 14-6. 3:38 to go in the first half in Houston. Nichols 1 for 2 with a double. Checking to make sure we got everything set. Second and third now. And it's ball, kind of gets away. Here comes Weatherford. Here's the throw. He is out at the home. Bang, bang play there. So 2 outs. Fitzgerald will head to third, and Nate Breland wants an explanation. It's a ball. While Nate Breland talks, to give you some baseball scores. Tampa Bay leads Detroit 4-0. Top of the 7th inning. Washington leads Atlanta 4-1. Bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the 6th inning. Boston leads Baltimore 6-3. New York Yankees lead San Francisco 4-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. New York Mets lead the Miami Marlins 4-1. 1-0 the count. Lines at foul 1-1. Cincinnati leads Pittsburgh 3-1. Top of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 3rd inning. No score between Chicago and Houston. Bottom of the 4th inning. Minnesota leads Kansas City 2-1. 2-1 the count. St. Louis leads Toronto 7-3. They'll take on the Atlanta Braves tomorrow night at 6:45 p.m. Bottom of the 3rd, Milwaukee and the Chicago Cubs 2-2. Of course, at 3:07, Los Angeles Angels takes on Anaheim. Takes on the Oakland A's, and a high fly ball hits well to right field. The right fielder makes the catch for the 3rd out. So no runs on 1 hit. No errors. 1 left. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Central Methodist 2, Benedictine 1. Oh, that's okay. Two runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Central Methodist, 1 run, no hits, and no errors for Benedictine. As Chase Pearson after he flew out to Joseph Weatherford, his first time up. That is a strike call, 1-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike. Swings and misses, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. So 1 out now for Skylar Spreck. He struck out his first time up. First pitch to him. Swings and misses. Strike one. One and one to count. Let's see. Conference. 1-1 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike two. Bless you. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Oh, a bit high. 2-2. Twos across the board. Two and two the count on Skylar Sprecht. 2-2 pitch. Oh, that's a beautiful one. The inside corner. Strike three call. So 2 quick outs now. There's Zach DeMose. He grounded out to Tommy Giarola. First pitch to him. That is a ball. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. Strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one the count. To Zach DeMose. Hits the ground ball. Fitzgerald Jr. has it. Throws to Jeremy Conforti. He got him. Beautiful stretch and tag for the third out. A 1-2-3 inning. Goes Benedictine. We head to the 5th inning. Central Methodist 2. Benedictine 1. Two runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Central Methodist. No run, 1 run, 0 hits, and no errors for Benedictine. And Allen West is 6 outs away from a no-hitter. There's Robbie Merced, 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch to him. That is a strike call. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. If everything goes according to plan, we'll hopefully interview Allen West in between games of the doubleheader. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. The last time we've seen a no-hitter in Major Baseball was Game 4 of the 2022 World Series between Houston and Philadelphia. 1-2 the count to Robbie Merced. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the 1-2. Strike 3 calls, so 1 out now for Jeremy Conforti. 0 for 2 on the day. Here's Jeremy Conforti, 0 for 2. First pitch. That is a ball high, 1-0 the count. 1 ball, no strikes on Jeremy Conforti. The 1-0. Swings and misses. Strike 1. 1-1 to count. One ball, one strike. One pitch. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 to count on Jeremy Conforti with Tanner Sears on deck. Two and one to count. Swings and misses. 2-2. 2-2. Two pitch. Fouls it off. Did not hang on to it. Still 2-2. Two and two, the count, 2-2 pitch. Fouls it to the screen, and it's 2-2. Of course, Arizona and the Los Angeles Dodgers play at 3 o'clock. Cleveland and Seattle also at 3. Of course, last night, Cleveland-Seattle game, first pitch was 8:40. Got done at 10:43 p.m. Lasted 2 hours and 3 minutes. Now, the only other time I ever saw a baseball game where it was done less than 2 hours, I think it was back in 1998 or so. Fly ball hit well to left field. Left fielder goes back, and it's gone. A home run for Jeremy Conforti. His 4th of the year, RBI number 29, and Central Methodist now leads it 3-1. I think it was 1998, or I think it was against the Houston Astros, where the game lasted 1 hour and 45 minutes. As Tanner Sears up there. That's a ball. 1-0 to count. So 3-1 Central Methodist. So here's the pitch. That's up high, 2-0. 2-0 to count on Tanner Sears. 2-0 pitch. Hits a fly ball to left field. That is foul. As my mom would say, just straighten it out, buddy. I'm sure Shelly has told Tanner numerous times to say, straighten it out, Tanner. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it to the screen, 2-2. Two and two the count to Tanner Sears. Alan West on deck. 2-2 pitch. I think he did go. Yes, sir. 2 outs now. There we go. Here's Alan West. 1-for-1 with a double, and he also drew a walk. First pitch to Alan West. Strike. 1-1. 0-1, that is. One pitch. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch. Ball 1-2. Four homers, 29 RBIs for Jeremy Conforti. The 1-2. Lines a shot. That's up against the right center field wall. West is rounding first. He is thinking 2. He is thinking 3. He'll be there with a triple. A three-bagger for Allen West, and I'm sure Tristan is happy, as Caden Dolan is the courtesy runner. So Tommy Girola up there gets instructions from Nate Breland. It looks like the coach wants to go out there and talk. 3-1 Central Methodist. They got two in the first inning on the two-run homer by Tanner Sears. Then Benedictine scored one on the sac fly by Ashton Newman. And then Central Methodist added a run in the fifth on the home run by Jeremy Conforte. West tripled with two outs. Caden Dolan's the courtesy runner. First pitch to Girola. That's a ball. 0 for 1 with a walk. The 0-1, the 1-0, that is ball 2. 2-0 the count. Joseph Weatherford is on deck. 2-0 the count. Doan is at third. 2-0 pitch. Lines a shot to left, but the left fielder makes the catch for the third out. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Central Methodist 3, Benedictine 1. Three runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Central Methodist. No, 1 run, 0 hits, 0 errors. Here's Hunter Moffitt, 0 for 2. Remember, he reached on an error and scored the run in the 4th inning. That started that inning off in the 4th. West is 6 outs away from making history. A no-hitter. First pitch. That is a strike call. 0-1 now. And I'm sure millions of people are watching on television. You could be seeing history. Remember yesterday, Central Methodist softball player Jordan Ball threw a no-hitter against Mid-America Nazarene, which was my 15th no-hitter in my 30-year career in broadcasting. And I believe Vin Scully, I think, has the record. I think 25 of them. I remember one of them happened like 39 years ago on a Friday. 39 years ago Friday when Jack Morris no-hit the White Sox on NBC television. 1-2 the count. 4 of them were involving Sandy Koufax. One was a perfect game in Game 5 in the 1956 World Series. 1-2 pitch. Pops it up. Let's see if And that's out of play. One ball, two strikes. That's Trey Rosenfloss, the new first baseman. Usually in there for defensive purposes. Little chopper, that is a foul ball. One and two the count on Hunter Moffitt. 1-2 pitch. Strike three, call. One down to 6. Here's Danny Fazaza, 0 for 2. First pitch to him. That is a strike call. 0-1 now. No balls and one strike on Danny Fazaza. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball. That's going to go foul. 0-2. 0-2 to count. No balls, two strikes. 0-2 pitch. Way outside, 1-2. Cox Estes Field shivering with its concrete foundations. And there you look at Allen West. 5 outs away from a no-hitter. The 1-2. Fouls it to the screen. 1-2. Here we are just a little past 2:30 p.m. on April the 2nd. First 1-2 almost hit Theo Coomer. If you look to the 6th inning, got the lower third of the order. Waterford Fitzgerald Duty. One and two the count. Here's the 1-2. Nice stop by Logan Duty. 2-2. Two and two to count. 2-2 pitch. Strike three call. 2 outs now. Here's Theo Coomer, walked his first time up. Theo Coomer walked. First pitch to him. Oh, there's a beautiful pitch, strike one. The only player to ever throw a no-hitter on opening day happened 83 years ago. Bob Feller. 0-1 to count. 0-1 pitch. 1-1 to count. Bob Gibson once threw a no-hitter against the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 1971. The 1-1. Misses that one, 2-1. First, I think, Nolan Ryan's very first no-hitter came on Grandma Norris's 60th birthday, May 15, 1973, against the Kansas City Royals. He threw 7 in his career. The 5th one came against the Dodgers in 1981. That was on NBC television with Joe Garziola and Tony Kubek. 2-2 to count. Two balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, outside, 3-2. 3-2 the count. Three balls, two strikes. 3-2 pitch. Hits the fly ball. That will go foul. 3-2 now. 3-2 on Theo Coomer. Three-two pitch. Lines a shot. I think Bobby Nichols has it. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's 3-1 Central Methodist. No, 1 run, 0 hits, and no errors. Here's Joe Weatherford, 0 for 0 with 2 walks. First pitch to him. Lines a shot. There's a base hit for Joseph Weatherford. The 8th hit of the game for Central Methodist. Here's Joey Fitzgerald Jr., 1 for 2 with a single. Looks like Keaton Doan is a courtesy run. So Keaton Doan is the courtesy runner. 8 hits already for Central Methodist. Here's Joey Fitzgerald Jr. First pitch to him. Swings and misses, strike 1. 0-1 to count. No balls and 1 strike. Fouls it off. 0-2. They throw over to check on Keaton Doan. If you look to the 7th, you got Harple, Newman, Haas. We could be seeing history here at Central Methodist. So as Vin Scully would say it, pull up a chair, Darren. The 0-2 hits the ground ball. They'll go second for 1. The first, that's a 4-6-3 double play. 2 quick outs now. Logan Duty, 0 for 1, but he had a sack bunt in the 4th inning. First pitch. That is a strike call, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 pitch. That's a bit high, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Central Methodist got 2 in the first on the home run by Tanner Sears. Then a run the 5th inning on the home run by Jeremy Conforte. 2-1. Benedictine's home run scored their only run on a sac fly by Ashton Newman. 2-1 the count. We'll have a 25-minute break in between. Hopefully we'll interview Alan West. There's a high fly ball in the left field, and a nice catch by the left fielder. As the great Mel Allen would say it best, how about that? No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on. We head to the 7th. We could be seeing history here at Central Methodist. Central Methodist 3, Benedictine 1. Three runs, 8 hits, no errors. 8 hits, 2 errors for Central Methodist. 1 run, no hits, no errors. As we head to the 7th inning, we could be seeing history made on April the 2nd, 2023, as Jack Harpo 0 for 2, as Alan West is 3 outs away from a no-hitter. Of course, there was already a no-hitter thrown yesterday at the Cox Softball Complex by Jordan Ball against Mid-American Nazarene, and a 7-0 victory there. That was my 15th career one. This could be number 16. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 misses that one, 1-1. And if everything goes according to plan, we may interview Alan West. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fly ball. Weatherford makes the catch. And I bet you Ron Swoboda is smiling down from heaven. 1 down, 2 to go. For Ashton Newman, 0 for 1. He struck out, but drove in a run on a sac fly in the 4th inning. And for Ashton Newman, that was his 10th RBI of the year. First pitch to him. That's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Central Methodist not only 2 outs away for win number 21, but 11-2 in the conference. The 1-0. Chops it foul, 1-1. Would it be sweet if Alan West did it on the same week when Jack Morris threw a no-hitter for the Chicago White Sox? Threw a no-hitter for the Detroit Tigers against the Chicago White Sox. I remember that it was on NBC television when Vin Scully came to the broadcast booth dressed like Sherlock Holmes. Joe Garagiola was dressed like Dr. Watson. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch. High pop-up. That's going to go out of play. Into the Central Methodist bullpen. Sebastian Escobar will pitch in game 2. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch. He did go. Duty has to throw the first to complete the out. So 1 out away from history. Here we are, 2:44 p.m. April 2nd. Estes Field shivering with its concrete foundation. 36,000 on hand. Millions are watching on television. Brylan Haas up there. Could we see history? First pitch. And that's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. 1-0 pitch. Strike. 1-1. 1-1 to Brylan Haas. 1-1 to count. The 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Just missed. 2-1. Chase Pearson is on deck. 2-1 to count. 2-1. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. He has a strike away. 2:45 p.m. April 2nd, 2023. A strike away from a no-hitter. 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Just to increase the pension there. 2-2 now. Listen to this crowd. And our millions of them are watching on television all across the world, including the fans in Louisville, Texas. His dad is there. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fly ball. This should do it. Giarola. Ladies and gentlemen, a no-hitter. How about that? 2:46 p.m. April 22nd, 2023. Alan West has thrown a no-hitter and a 3-1 victory. 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Central Methodist. 1 run, 0 hits, no errors for Benedictine. Central Methodist. They are now 21-10. 11-2 in the conference. Benedictine 5-7 and 10-18 in the conference. We're going to talk with Alan West on a no-hitter as he joins a great company like the great Jack Morris did here on CMUEagles.com. Okay. 1-2. Okay.